Holidays are a crazy time for many of us. They typically involve lots of friends and family, lots of traditions, and plenty of delicious foods. It's also a time when the house is filled with visitors coming and going, deliveries, and plenty of unusual sights, sounds, and smells. It can be a scary time for your dog, so it's up to you to help make sure this is a stress-free season for them. Here are some holiday safety tips for you and your dog that can help make this a great season for all. It's the holiday season already. The holidays bring with them, including celebrations, decorations, and, unfortunately, potential hazards for our pets. Make sure this holiday season is all the fun it should be and none of the pain it could be for you and your dog by checking out these 8 holiday safety tips. Now, let's take a look at the top 8 holiday safety tips for dogs. At tip number 1, we have keeping decorations out of reach. Let's start with a tip that for many of us is already relevant. Decorating for the holidays might mean trees, lots of candles, or ornamental seasonal plants. However you celebrate, if you use decorations, it means lots of new sights, smells, and unfortunately tastes that the dogs can be drawn to out of curiosity. This might mean damage to the decorations or harm to your dogs. You can easily add a safety measure by tethering your tree to the ceiling with a plant hook or a thin wire. Curious climbing pups or those with enthusiastically wagging tails will appreciate not having the tree fall over on them. Also monitor and prevent pine needle and tree water ingestion. Hang bells on the lower branches to help alert you to your dog's exploration of the tree. Either keep your special breakable ornaments at the top of the tree or in storage the years you have young dogs romping around. Another option is to surround the tree with an exercise pen to remove any temptation to munch on ornaments. At tip number 2, we have blocking decorations that can't be placed out of reach. Dogs, and in particular puppies, tend to investigate with their mouth as well as their eyes and nose. Many decorations have interesting and chewy textures and tastes. While dogs might not particularly like evergreen trees or peppermint candles, they will only naturally be curious. Chewing on an electrical cord, a glass ornament, a tree, or a plant can result in an otherwise avoidable trip to the veterinarian. Tinsel, yarn, strings, and other items with long strands can be fascinating to dogs. Avoid using these products in areas where dogs can get into them. Strings of popcorn and cranberries may be especially enticing, so keep these out of reach. Make sure to pet-proof decorations by unplugging them when not at home. That's always a good idea. And make sure that dangerous items are blocked off where the temptation to chew might be too great. This is particularly important when dealing with seasonal plants and electrical cords. A good suggestion is to buy and have on hand an exercise pen mentioned earlier to help deter playful pups from playing with potentially dangerous decorations. If you're making salt dough ornaments or Play-Doh, do not let your pets near them. They contain a great deal of salt, which can be fatal to pets if eaten. Make sure the ornaments or Play-Doh are well out of reach. Be sure to warn children who might want to give a treat to Bowser or Kiki. At tip number 3, we have beware holiday food and sweets. One of my personal favorite parts of the season is snacks and treats that I really don't need but do so enjoy. Dogs in particular are pretty undiscerning about what they eat, and holiday cookies and candies hold a lot of appeal. Chocolates are potentially toxic to dogs, particularly in the case of very dark, rich cocos like we often use at the holidays. Chocolate contains theobromine, a potential cardiovascular and central nervous system stimulant that is eliminated very slowly in dogs. Table scraps aren't dog snacks. Many holiday foods are loaded with fat and sodium and can cause stomach upset. Chicken bones can easily get stuck in the digestive tract, and other foods like onions or garlic can be poisonous. In short, people food is meant for people, not dogs. The seemingly harmless mints, common in the holiday season, can cause life-threatening problems for your dog if they contain xylitol, also found in food items such as candy, chewing gum, some peanut butters, baked goods, and personal hygiene products such as toothpaste and mouthwash. Symptoms occur quickly after dogs eat items containing xylitol. Vomiting is generally first, followed by symptoms associated with the sudden lowering of your dog's blood sugar or hypoglycemia, such as decreased activity, weakness, staggering, incoordination, collapse, and seizures. Check the package label to see if the product contains xylitol and call your vet immediately if it does. While all things in moderation may be fine for us, dogs seem not to understand the meaning of moderation. It is best to totally avoid holiday treats and candies and never use them as a reward. Always keep these delights out of your dog's reach. Instead, give your dog a tasty holiday treat without sacrificing precise nutrition. Also be careful of what you put in the trash can. Dogs especially are notorious for helping themselves to the turkey carcass or steak bones, which can get stuck in your dog's esophagus or trachea. Sharp bones can also injure your dog's mouth, esophagus, and stomach, and can cause severe internal injuries. If you think your dog has consumed a poisonous food, contact your veterinarian or an animal poison center. See the description box below for a list of poison control phone numbers. At tip number 4, we have putting holiday plants out of reach. If you have holiday plants such as poinsettias, holly, or mistletoe around, take care. When you display or dispose of these plants, your dog may decide they are good to eat. Traditional plants like mistletoe and holly are toxic to dogs. Yew, the evergreen many people have in their landscaping, is extremely toxic. As a safety measure, avoid bringing clippings into your home to use as garland unless you can identify the variety. Poinsettias are not toxic, but any plant ingestions can lead to oral irritation, vomiting, and/or diarrhea. Take poinsettias, which can irritate your dog's mouth and stomach and may cause vomiting and diarrhea. If your dog has snacked on poinsettia leaves, contact your vet's office. Fortunately, severe mistletoe toxicity is uncommon and usually occurs only if your pet eats a large amount. Symptoms include vomiting and diarrhea, difficulty breathing, slowed heart rate, low blood pressure, and odd behavior. Also discourage your dogs from eating holly berries and leaves. In both dogs and cats, the plant's toxins can cause drooling, vomiting, diarrhea, loss of appetite, and decreased activity. At tip number 5, we have keeping dogs away from candles and scents. Think twice about using real candles, which are fire hazards that are easily knocked over by curious pets. Plus, your dog can get singed by brushing up against the flame. The best candles may be the kind you plug in or that use batteries. If nothing will do but the glow of real candles, make sure your candle holders or menorah are steady and set upon stable surfaces. If dogs are hanging around, put out the flames when you leave the room. American Humane also warns against indulging in your love of essential oils and potpourri sachets in the pursuit of the ultimate holiday house. Exposure to these can damage your dog's skin or mouth and may cause illness or even death if ingested or inhaled. Dogs can easily tip candles over or venture too close to the flames. Even potpourri oils are dangerous when licked from the source or off their coats. Place these high or avoid altogether. Consider using plug-in room scents products as an alternative. At tip number 6, we have considered gift wrapping to be a hazard for dogs. Gift wraps and ribbons are sometimes the best part of holidays for pets. Chewing and tearing paper, running into and out of boxes and bags, unfurling ribbons, you get the idea. It's important to remember that if swallowed, these items can cause stomach upset or even blockage. This is a particular concern with wrapping strings and curling ribbons. These should be avoided if your dogs show celebratory inclinations. Think about your dog's safety when it comes to presents. Stash unopened gifts where they can't reach them. Either ban ribbons and bows from making their way under the tree, or be ready to throw gift wrap in a garbage bag as soon as presents are open. Take care of materials like styrofoam, bubble wrap, and tissue paper right away too. Pets can choke on packaging, peanuts, or shredding paper. For tip number 7, we have when prepping food, know what's safe. Now we come to the feast and its preparation. Regardless of your intended meal, your dog will be attracted to the magical smells and tastes. Butcher's string, paper, plastic ties, and bags can all be fair game to a dog, even when uncooked. Secure these items in a closed container. There is no more certain of a way to ruin a holiday than to have to clean up after a sick dog. Now, I'm not saying you can't share anything with your dog. A small amount of cooked, lean meat cut into small pieces is perfectly safe, provided your dog does not have a pre-existing condition that would indicate otherwise. Even then, you can offer some steamed carrots or mashed potatoes, only a small amount, so everyone can celebrate together. Keep phone numbers handy for your vet so you're prepared in case your dog eats something toxic. And give ASPCA's Animal Poison Control Hotline a call if your dog sneaks something he or she shouldn't off the counter. See the description box below for Animal Poison Control phone numbers. Convinced your four-legged friend is suffering from only a mild upset? Make sure he or she has plenty of water and give them at least 6 hours without food to rest their belly, says Douglas Kratt, president of the American Veterinary Medicine Association and co-owner of the Central Animal Hospital in La Crosse, Wisconsin. But reach out to your vet to make sure this advice is good for your dog. Finally, at tip number 8, we have throwing a dog-safe party. With holiday entertaining comes new people and adjustments to your dog's routines. Visitors, noises, and schedule changes may upset your dog. People start thinking about being perfect hosts and don't realize what the consequences are for their dogs. Some dogs and cats love having people over, but others don't appreciate having their personal living space invaded by people they don't know. If you're planning a holiday get-together, try following these tips to keep the party safe for everyone. Respect your dog's nature, and don't make him mingle if he'd rather hide out in a safe space. Ask any guests to refrain from giving your dogs food from their plates. Watch the exits to keep your dog from making a break for it when guests enter or leave. On a related note, make sure your pet has been microchipped and is wearing an ID tag to increase the chance he or she will be returned to you if they sneak out. Ban helium balloons that may scare your pal if they pop or cause choking when pieces are swallowed after being mistaken for food. While it's tempting to want to bring your dog along for all the celebrations, leave your pup at home if you head out to watch fireworks. Try to take your dog on potty breaks early in the evening before most fireworks go off. Minimize flashes of fireworks, which can heighten your dog's anxiety, by blocking windows or moving your dog to a room with limited views. The key with all of these suggestions is to protect your dog from him or herself. Think of your dog as a toddler that is curious, excited, and could get into trouble with the most benign goodies. Oh, and one last request. Have a fantastic holiday season, regardless which holiday you are celebrating. We all deserve it. If you have any questions or concerns, you should always visit or call your veterinarian. They are your best resource to ensure the health and well-being of your pets. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. Don't forget to subscribe to see our next video about the animals we love best.